Now there is a command that we use a lot in this, vase creation thing, or like the things that you do, which is revolve. So I believe it's something that exists in all of the 3D modeling programs, but so which one? Yeah, is this one. So under these, like this command here has all of these like surface creation commands, and revolve is this one. So before I go to revolve, I would like to create my lines. So to create a revolve, it will ask me for a profile, the exterior profile that I want to turn, and to one axis in the middle. So for the axis, we can create it with the polyline, which is like a straight line. And in the front view, a side view, I also like activated this grid snap. So it snaps to the 0, 0 point, you see. And I just created a straight line, maybe many units above, like on the Z direction, and say enter. So now this is, even I can see it in the perspective, this is my...
I do not stay.
I will create also like a revolving profile. So I will come to this control point curve, which is a smooth curve, not a straight line. And I can like start here, go somewhere here, some this. I don't know. I can go very random now. Let's create a trophy or something. So yeah, until now, I can hit enter to exit this command. Actually, this one is only like an axis. It knows where to revolve it. So I didn't want to close it. I created my my axis as well as my profile. So I can come to this command here, which is revolve. When I choose it, it first asks me to select the curves to revolve. I select the curve, then after hitting enter, it asks me to the revolve axis.
And then select that.
But actually, it's asking you to draw one. So we draw it extra, but no problem. We can just draw over it. So after putting these two clicks, 2 points, so that's the base point. Just one click. End of revolve axis. That's also like just one click, top, and then you have this view. It's basically asking you like, how much do you want to revolve it? Like, what's the degree you want to revolve it? So if I say, for example, 180, if I just write 180 and say enter, so this will like start the revolving from 180, and I can say 180 again. So it creates me like half profile, so it's not a full revolve. So this is what it asks you to do. Like, where does this rotation start? What's the angle of that? And where does it end? So it's a bit of complex command, but yeah. So I will do that again. Enter revolve into the command, asking me to the curve that I want to choose it. Enter, asking me to the axis, so 1 point, 2 points, and now like the angles I want to revolve. One of the options up there, you can see here, there's one in the middle, is called full circle. You have it in the command panel. When I click full circle, so I have my cup. The thing is, if I like, this is like one problem. I don't like only using only Rhino, that if I, for example, after I created my revolve here, if I want, as you said, to move this point, only choosing from left to right, to choose only this point, this control point, and change the location of this point. I don't know if I make it more shallower or more anyway. So it only changes the profile, so it doesn't change the surface itself. Why? Because it's Rhino, like if you work with it by itself, it's I can say it's a destructive process. So after it applies the command, it forgets everything. But we will see in the next chapters, like when we go inside Grasshopper, we can link the revolve to the curve. So anytime you change the curve, everything after that will change. So this is where parametric meaning comes to, like. So but now we're just like knowing to deal how with the 3D world here and how to create stuff with these basic commands. That was the revolve. My last thing I want to show in Rhino before I jump into Grasshopper is the sweep command. Sweep command is also like a very used command, usually when like in architectural applications we use it to, like what they call it, the skirting maybe under the walls. So you have a kind of a profile and you want it to walk all around the room, for example. So this is what we will do with the sweep now. So I'm deleting my loft. For the sweep, I want like one profile to be on this plane, on the XY plane. So it's a different plane. And the profile would be on the side plane. Let me just start with that. So I have my grid snap activated. I am now using the straight line tool here, the command that has straight line. So I'll go 3 units, 1 unit to the left, and maybe, I don't know, one like this, and I will create the how can I say, the path for it, or the rail. In Rhino it's called the rail. So I will come now to the top view, other than the front view. To the top view, I can start my rail. I can also make it a curvy path. So I'm gonna choose this one. Start from this point, which is the 0, 0. I will start here and create my random shape and say enter. So in the perspective view, you will have something like this. Then we will go now to this the group here that has all these tools, and we'll go with sweep 1 for now, and we'll choose it. So now we'll follow the leads there on the command panel. So it's asking us first to select rail. I don't know why it does this, but sometimes it selects the profile, sometimes it selects the axis.
So either one first, okay.
Yeah. So for now it's asking the rail. I'm gonna select this. Only one click without enter now for this command, without it works. Then select the sweep shape. So I will select my profile. After I hit the profile, I hit enter. It's just checking with the direction. I'm not gonna change that. I'm gonna say enter again.
Oops, I hit it. Enter again.
And you have somehow like the options panel similar to the one that had lofts in it. So if you want to create, I don't know, rebuild it with different value. The surfaces that Rhino uses is surface different from mesh. So now the things that we are creating, if we select them, you can see here it's a poly surface, which is like a group of surfaces, I can say. So if we explode them, I exploded them now. Now this one is one surface, like with this face. This face is another surface. This one is different. This one is different. And each one of them is just like mathematical. It's like also like based on an SP line. So it's a mathematical based on equations. So it's not a mesh or like a solid thing by itself. That's why it's really easy to activate the control points and just drag along like as much as you want. So yeah, this is the ease of using surfaces. You can create anything you want. After that, before taking them to the 3D printer, you just flip them from surface to mesh. So there is this tool here, mesh from surface, just one click, and it asks you how much like accurate do you want your mesh. So if I can say now fewer polygon, I say okay. So now it's really bad mesh. I can show you. So yeah, this is
So it's like a low poly look.
Exactly. So I'm gonna delete this. Let me just create mesh, but a lot of maybe something like this, so it doesn't take a lot of time. Say okay. Now I have my mesh, and my mesh now looks a bit smoother. So this is still, you know, has some curves, but yeah, you can just refine it as much as you want. And there are also like additional tools or plugins on Grasshopper that when you use them, when we will use Grasshopper, when you use them, it will refine the mesh to be like as much as small as you want. So it's really powerful. Control Z, Control C. Now, yeah, I'll just repeat the sweep again. So a little bit. Select trail, just one selection. Select the sweep shape, one selection, enter, and I get it.
So,
After selecting the poly surface, you can explode with this tool here. I just dragged it someplace. And then I also like activated the one that we did the first of this session, activated these control points here.